It's a mode of transportation that's captured our imagination for years.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
The flying car. For over a century, we've dreamed of the ability to lift off from our driveways.
Americans are obsessed with flying cars because they see in that technology the ability to realize our dreams of freedom and mobility.
Janet Bednarek is an aviation historian and says our collective interest in a flying car elevates thanks to the invention of airplanes.
People began to think, well, what if we could combine the automobile with the airplane and have a flying car? Then we could have the best of both worlds. We could have the mobility on the ground and we could have mobility in the air.
But even before the Wright Brothers took flight in 1903, there was a desire to fly. In 1856, French aviator Jean-Marie Le Bris developed an albatross-inspired glider for the skies. In one attempt, the early flying car contraption carried him nearly 300 feet off the ground. Fast forward to 1910, and American Glenn Curtiss designed a flying boat prototype. In 1919, the Navy used a later model for the first transatlantic flight, but it was a far cry from a flying car. Almost a decade later, and there's new hope for a machine that's part car, part plane. Inventor Sherman Fairchild produces a version with wings that fold. At the time, Popular Science magazine writes, "A serious competitor for space in the garage has just been built," and notes it can be driven along the highways like an automobile. In 1933, Eugene Vidal, the director of the U.S. Bureau of Air Commerce, announces a plan and competition to develop a personal aircraft. He even showed off one model with his son.
I think it'd be a good idea if we found out whether or not a 10-year-old youngster could handle it. What do you think?
Sure, I'll try it.
After World War II, Robert Fulton Jr. debuted the Airphibian, an aircraft car built so its wings could detach.
So you would take the wings off, the tail off, and you would actually kind of cart them around on a little trailer behind the rest of the vehicle, which could then go down the road.
The model received government approval, but it never caught on. Today, the pursuit of a personal flying vehicle is far from grounded.
We are one step closer to making this fantastic future real.
Joby Aviation wants you to be able to order an air taxi like you would an Uber by 2024. And Whisk Aero is aiming to be the first company with FAA certification for its autonomous passenger air taxi. But those are eVTOL aircrafts. That stands for Electric Vehicle Takeoff and Landing. And they use power to lift off and land vertically, but they aren't designed for a road like a car is. Many visionaries in the industry believe this may be the best path for a flying car-like vehicle to eventually take off. James Packard, Scripps News, Los Angeles.